Hey, this might be my final one just for a little bit. I probably got to go on Zero Hedge and grab a few more headlines. Hey, Blue Knight, welcome back. Thanks for joining on most of the scopes here tonight. Sephora, welcome. I've gone through a lot of CNBC to get Fat Uncle. Good to see you back. LT Miller, welcome back. How you doing, Sephora? Yeah, so as I said earlier, LT Miller has just, my new super fan who's just reached the top 10. Fat Uncle feels on here a lot. So I want to do a quick one. I've gone through a lot of the CNBC articles today. There's some interesting ones on Zero Hedge. I'd like to share some Zero Hedge ones with you today. Oh, thanks, Sephora, for watching the past ones. A lot of what's interesting to me on the Zero Hedge is they talk a lot about the markets. Not that the bond market's super exciting, but they talk about real estate and they talk about the interest rates going up and stuff like that. Kind of the macro markets. Any update on Verizon taking over Telcoin? I haven't heard about that. I thought I heard that a couple positive stories on Verizon today. I don't remember what they were. Big Stu, welcome. I don't remember what they were. I don't remember if they said that I think some of their people are going to get stocks or something like that. I don't know if was it Verizon ended up coming in with their earnings like they thought they were supposed to or something. I'm not positive on that. I'd have to double check. But yeah, I was talking with Ryan, who comes on some of these scopes, and he will talk to you about real estate. We can talk about contract for deeds with him. We can talk about EXPs is a real estate company that he's helping people that want to join and bring in other real estate people in the investing world. We can talk about that in the future. But him and I were talking back and forth about, we come from a world where the real estate markets went down a lot. The cycles went down as you're seeing a lot of these corrections in crypto. And no, I'm not at a casino, but I can see why you think that because it's so loud in the background and there's a lot of noises and some of that kind of stuff. Usually just have to come down the road and find a spot where there's Wi-Fi. Phil. It looks like we got Rick Myrie back on. So Rick, what I'm talking about right now is, and I'll get into this in this particular scope in a bit, but for those just joining, Rick and I have known each other for about 14 years. We went to the same seminar in 2002, but we, I think, officially met in 2013. He actually works with his health product. He's been working for a few years with one of the people I work with in marketing, Ryan, and that was one I was just talking about. And he's been on here as well, and so Rick knows him as well. And we all talk about real estate a lot, and like Rick, he'll talk about his health product, but we'll also talk about cycles. And I was just telling everyone, Rick, thanks for the super hard, LT Miller, I appreciate it. Rick would. Ryan and I talk about back and forth. As you know, Ryan was really big into short sales, and we were talking about the market cycles and how they go up and down. It reminds me a lot of the cryptocurrency, except they happen more over like 7-year periods. It goes way up, and you look at the bond market, you look at the stock market, you look at real estate market, and you look at the credit crunch, you look at credit contraction, you look at interest rates going up, housing affordability, how many houses are being built, some of that stuff. And you learn a lot about these cycles from real estate, and it relates to cryptocurrency in a way as well, too. It just plays out a lot slower, and a lot more money to lose from leverage as well. So Rick and I have talked a lot about different cycles in real estate in the past. Ryan and I were talking back and forth on voice text today, like we do often. And we're just like, we're not, trying to be negative or anything about the market, but I mean, the truth is just like cryptos. I mean, it has to correct itself at some point, right? I mean, these interest rates were low with quantitative easing for 10 years, and now they got to start bringing up the interest rates. It's going to probably make the bonds take a dip because of the yields are going to go up, which means the prices go down. And then it could hit the stock market as well. And then as interest rates go up, obviously, it could affect the housing market because housing affordability, they may need to bring the price down as well. So some people feel like the retail investors are coming into the crypto space, which is kind of what happens. Retail investors come in with speculation stuff right before something big happens, like a recession or something like that. But everybody's so split on what's going to happen with this whole recession thing. So it's really hard to say, but we've got Dell Foreclosure on here, and knowing investors, and I own minnesotarealestate.com, and I've been around the space since 2002. I'm guessing she's secretly probably waiting for the market to tank because she's a foreclosure expert. And Ryan, who's on here often, who's friends with Rick, is friends with another one of my friends who's kind of one of the top short sale guys, and I've let her know that before. So what that means to us is if the market crashes, just like crypto people like to buy in a dip, we would also want to buy owner financing houses. We'd like to lock in fixed interest rates and 3.75% interest rate on a house and start renting it out or start Airbnb-ing it out. It's like great cash flow, great investments, right? Cryptocurrencies and stuff like that don't really give you cash flow. So that's what's kind of cool about the real estate market. So I'd like to just kind of get into this scope. Yeah, so Dell Foreclosure says that. So been a lot of different real estate seminars, and I'll give you some updates on what I get from the local real estate club as well. So Coinlist CEO Andy Bromberg said investors should be careful of fraud when buying initial coin offerings. Those are ICOs. Sorry about some noise in the background here. Most ICOs are low quality, and you should get, hey Patel, welcome, get some good legal counsel. ICOs are vulnerable to hackers, and ICOs are still unregulated in general. And it means of raising money. It's their main, it's businesses or new ventures, startups, ways of raising money right now is through these ICOs, initial coin offerings. And it's still in its modern form as less than a year that it's been around. So ICOs, on the previous scope I think we did, LT Miller, people are getting crushed on them. I think the previous scope we did actually, I think we did one, let me see, maybe. A lot of people are just saying that a lot of them aren't even like real legit and stuff, so you got to be real careful with them. There's so many ICOs, and we're going to do some future scopes in the with my real estate attorney friends as far as like crowdfunding, which is a good solid way to do it. I should list all expired ICOs that don't exist anymore. Yeah, do you know a website that lists that? I don't get super into ICOs. I know ICOs is really big about raising money. I can tell you that I'm not going to get real into raising money on this because you have got to go after accredited investors and stuff like that, and this is some of this unregulated ICO stuff kind of gets around that. But I have friends that are like really big into raising money. I have real estate attorneys that talk about then can help out with crowdfunding and some of that kind of stuff, so that all the paperwork's done correctly and stuff. There's 80 of them. Okay, so as Phil is mentioning, there's a lot of these ICOs come and go. They don't make the money they're supposed to. I actually did a scope, I think it was yesterday, I think I did one, and a lot of them just never amount to anything. 80 that went to zero. So Phil's providing some good information here as always. And these ICOs, initial coin offerings, which is pretty related to the crypto space in a lot of ways, where they're creating that demand where the money comes in to the market into these things to get these things going. I think that's what a lot of these, if you saw my earlier scopes too about the SEC cracking down on these stock markets, the people are adding like blockchain and crypto to their names, and it's, to me, that's their way of raising money as well, getting their stocks to go up and everything else. So so that's about all I got on this particular scope. I might do another one in a little bit. We got a little bit of noise here in the background, so I'll come back in just a little bit. Thanks.